A thread by Burn Notice. CrowdStrike. Certain companies are being exposed as pseudo-government agencies with sinister connections. With so much information now public, our role is to assemble it so it can be digested. Source link number 1. Note, all source links are at the end of the thread. Deep research can sometimes make certain people famous. Welcome to the spotlight, Sean Henry of CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike wrote the report on Trump-Russia collusion for the FBI. This report only ever got to draft status and was never even reviewed by FBI agents. Yes, you are reading correctly. The FBI commenced an investigation into Trump based on information they had never even read. Why on earth would the FBI place so much trust in Sean Henry's CrowdStrike intelligence? Here's why. On April 28th, 2016, DNC CEO Amy Dacey spoke with Michael Sussman, a DNC lawyer and partner with Perkins Coie. Sussman contacted Sean Henry, CSO and president of CrowdStrike Services. Source link number 4 provides more detailed evidence and timelines, thanks to The Market's Work, Jeff Carlson. Admiral Rogers knew what was going on. On April 18th, 2016, he shut down all outside contractor access to the FISA search system. CrowdStrike was the only entity allowed access to the DNC servers. Their report was the only basis for the investigation. That's some power. So it would be worth researching who funds CrowdStrike. Alphabet finances Google Capital. Acting as an arm of Alphabet, Google Capital then raised $100 million into CrowdStrike. Alphabet and Google. Now that combination rings a bell. Google founder Sergey Brin is an expert in data mining and search engines. And of course, well, he was born in Russia. You can't make this up, folks. Sergey's Russian parents are Eugenia and Mikhail Brin. Information about them is hard to find. It's like their son runs Google. His father is a mathematics professor at the University of Maryland, and his mother is a researcher at NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center. Finding historic Brin family connections to the KGB and Cold War will need to be done by someone with higher clearances than me. However, we can make some educated guesses. These connections may link to Google's CEO Eric Schmidt's resignation, his connections to the CIA, and trips to North Korea and China. It may also link to mass surveillance, censorship, Russian bots, Google's fire in Beijing, and family connections to YouTube and DARPA. The official CrowdStrike story is pure projection. CrowdStrike presented a scripted story about Trump colluding with Russians to influence an election. They did not need a creative scriptwriter because they simply told us what they were actually doing to Trump. So let's summarize all of this. A former assistant FBI director, promoted by Bob Mueller, leaves the FBI and creates a new cybersecurity company funded by Alphabet, Google, with Russian connections, wins an exclusive contract to investigate Trump on behalf of the FBI, but the FBI never reads the report but starts an investigation anyway, and this investigation was overseen by Mueller, a former FBI director. Folks, there's a reason people don't believe us when we tell them this information. Because it's unbelievable.
I will be the greatest president that God ever created.